Okay, in this video, what I'm going to do is to show you how to use Solver in Excel to solve the problems related to NPV calculations. Now let's get started. The example I'm using here is an example that I talked about in the class where we need to calculate the NPV of the two projects with the given cash flows for each of those two projects. We have completed the first task of this exercise in which we plotted a NPV profile for each of those two projects. Now I'm going to show you how to do the second part, which is to find the crossover discount rate and its corresponding net present values of the two projects. So basically this task means we need to figure out at this particular point what is the corresponding discount rate and also what is the corresponding net present value for these two projects. Okay, so first I'm going to show you how to enable your solver in Excel if you haven't done so. So you need to click on File, and then you need to click on Options. And in this window, you need to click on Add-ins. And then click on, make sure you select the Excel Add-ins, then click on Go. And check this box, Solver Add-ins, then hit OK. So if you've done this correctly, Excel will enable the Solver add-in for you, and you can find it in the Data tab right over here. Okay, so in order to have Solver to find us an answer for this question, we need to do some preparations. Because for Solver, what it can do is to let us set an objective related to a particular cell and to determine if we want this cell's value to be maximized, minimized, or to be equal to a specific value. So basically, for this particular question, what we actually want to do is to figure out what discount rate can make the NPV of project A equal to the NPV of project B. So essentially our objective is to make NPV of project A being equal to NPV of project B. However, this is not feasible in Solver because Solver can only make the objective as one single cell being equal to a particular number or being maximized or minimized. As a result, we need to create a new cell to do some calculations before we can have Solver to do the job for us. So here I created a new cell which is called NPV-A minus NPV-B. Because mathematically, if you want to figure out what is the point to make NPV of A to be equal to NPV of B, and that is the point and the only point can make NPV-A minus NPV-B to be equal to 0. So we are essentially trying to have Solver to find us a discount rate that can make the value of this cell being equal to 0. Okay, now let's define the formulas for these cells so that Solver can work correctly. So first we need to define the NPV of project A, and here we need to use the NPV function of Excel. So in the NPV function, the first input is the rate, and the rate of course here is the discount rate. And then the second is going to be the sequence of the cash flow. And remember, we need to start the cash flow from one period from today, which is right here, all the way to the last cash flow in this question. So we close the parenthesis. However, by definition, NPV needs to include the current cash flow, but the NP function in Excel does not include the current cash flow. Therefore, we need to add the current cash flow manually after the NPV function of Excel. So we just do that by pressing the plus key and then select this particular cash flow that occurs now and then hit enter. Alright, so this is the cash flow, this is the net present value of project A given this discount rate. And of course here it's blank now because we need to have solver to find us an answer. So we can just leave it as blank for now. Similarly, for NPV of project B, we use the same function and designate the same discount rate and choose corresponding cash flows for project B and add the current cash flow for project B and hit enter. Alright, so for this cell, it's simply going to be the NPV of project A minus the NPV of project B. Okay, now we have all the values ready. Now we click on solver, and to tell solver the objective I want to achieve is to make sure this cell is going to be equal to 0. Okay, and to make this happen, what I can do is to make the solver to change the discount rate for me. Okay, and then you can hit solve. Okay, now the solver adding found us a solution. Okay, so here's the solution. So at discount rate of 10.55%, you have the NPV of project A to be equal to the NPV of project B, and the NPVs for both of those two projects at a discount rate of 10.55 is 604. Okay, so you can either click on OK to close this result window, or hit or click on the various of the reports that solver can produce for you before hitting the OK. So either way, solver will do whatever you ask it to do. Okay, so for now we just select the answer report and hit OK, and the solver will actually produce an answer report for us. So in this answer report, you will see what is your objective, what was your variable cells, and what the value for each of those cells have been changed by solver. So this table makes it very clear for your readers and users of your report to understand what you have done with solver and what Excel has been changed based upon the parameters that you choose to input. Okay, all right, so much for this video. Hope this helps.